Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Office Lovers. We're on Ryo Kaido's route. On Chapter 5, Become Beautiful for Me. Have I not already? We're trying though. I think he's been trying to avoid us somewhat because he's falling in love with us, and he's taking the no dating rule amongst the project workers very seriously. That's my guess anyway, because I think him and Hyoga are the ones most likely to really adhere to that kind of rule, whereas probably Mahiro is going to try to sneak around it like the other two did. Well, anyway, let's hope we can get Kaido to venture out and have some forbidden love with us, as the series is titled. Come on, Kaido, take a risk for us. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story.
Dirili.
It was one day before the staff meeting. Mahiro came bounding up to me, case in hand. Mahiro, what's going on? What's happened?
It's done. We did it. We got the sample box.
In Mahiro's hand was a heart-shaped box filled with red-pink nail polish glittering white. It's adorable! Is this the packaging and the actual polish?
Yeah, they finished the polish, and we just got it this morning. And the box came just now too, so we thought we'd put them all together.
Mahiro was so excited, he could barely breathe. From behind him came a long sigh.
I'm the one who bought that nail polish.
Oh, Ken! Following Mahiro was a rather stunned-looking Ken. Aww. Why do you look stunned?
Good morning, Dirili. Sorry for barging in on you like this. I'm sure you're swamped.
No, not at all. I don't have anything scheduled for the morning. It's fine. Ken, did you bring that polish over from the factory?
Yeah. Mr. Hyoga said they wanted an artist's opinion, so I was working over there for a bit. We finished the samples, and when I checked in on the design team, they just finished their work, so we decided to see how they looked together. But right after we did that, Mahiro had a fit and went running out, and I had to chase him. But I didn't think he'd come straight to you. Oh, shut up. Who cares? You told me ages ago that you wanted to see when it was done, so here I am. Plus, you were the one who drafted this whole plan to begin with. She needed to see it, Ken. That's all well and good, but there was really no reason to come barging in here like that. I don't care how excited you are. You have to think about other people's schedules. You're supposed to be an adult. Well, supposed to be anyway. What did you say to me?
Hey there. Now. I'm happy you came to show it to me. Thank you. It was strange to see mild-mannered Ken flared up at Mahiro like that. Trying to stop a fight from breaking out, I stepped between them and grabbed the case. Inside of the heart-shaped case, the polish was dazzling in its reddish hue. It was perfect. But it really is cute, isn't it? I never would have imagined it would all turn out so lovely. It's easier to tell what the polish looks like when it's actually on. The color changes a bit. Would you like to try it on? I could paint your nails for you if you like. Well, okay, why not? Thanks, Ken. I only applied a base coating today, so this is perfect. I passed the polish to Ken, but just as he took it...
What's going on over here?
Someone stood right behind me. As I fawned over the new samples, Mr. Kaido stood directly behind me. Good morning.
Hello.
After what happened last night, I still feel a little awkward. Just as I was about to leave, Mahiro snatched the case from Ken and handed it to Mr. Kaido.
Mr. Kaido, perfect timing. This design is one of my finest creations. So, this is the sample, huh? Let me see.
He took the case from Mahiro and began to thoroughly inspect it.
Shaped like a heart, huh? Fits well with that love concept we were aiming for. I know, I'm a genius. I didn't say that. But you have good taste, I'll give you that.
Isn't it precious? I wanted to make us a whole set of cases like these. Thanks to Mahiro, the room felt a little less tense. Taking advantage of his presence, I called out to Mahiro and Kaido looked up.
I see. So this is why you've been screaming bloody murder so early in the morning.
I had almost forgotten that this was still a work day. We had totally gotten carried away. People around us were still answering phones. We should have at least moved into a corner. Sorry for making so much noise. I'm sorry for causing such a disturbance. I bowed my head apologetically.
Yeah, sorry, Mr. Kaido. I'm pretty sure I was the loudest. Well, if you knew that already, you should think about lowering your voice once in a while. What did you just say to me?
Do these two fight a lot? Mr. Kaido looked on at the two fighting with a quiet, unmoving expression.
True as that may be, she is my partner. She's paired with me. And when my partner makes a mistake, it's my job to point it out. Got it, Dirili?
Yes. He said he didn't have to look after me anymore, so it felt like he'd been trying to push me away. But here he is, still calling me his partner. I never thought I'd be happy about him getting angry with me.
Dirili.
Am I spacing out here? He extended his hand out to me. What?
You were going to try it on, right? Give me your hand.
He's gonna paint my nails? Oh, sure. I'd been just about to put it on. Ken wanted to, but it looked like Mr. Kaido had taken over. Ken nodded to me, and I gave Mr. Kaido my hand. He took my hand, opened the box, and began to delicately paint my nails. The circumstances might be a bit different, but I can't help but remember the night in the alley. It's already been a week since then, and I still haven't asked why it happened. And he's still distancing himself from me. As he painted my nails, he looked so focused and stern. His emotions were impossible to read.
Done.
Oh, that was fast. Before I knew it, both hands were perfectly painted. Oh, wow! I looked at my nails and they sparkled in the light. I smiled. He's so good at that. He did a way better job than I ever could have done. They look like they were done by a professional. Oh, he has good hands. I shall thank him. Mr. Kaido, thank you very much.
It might have turned out better if you had Ken do it instead. But making me do that was pretty annoying.
I didn't make you do that. Come on. And why do you look all dejected? Huh? His face darkened, and he turned his back to me.
That's amazing. It's way better than I thought it would be.
Hey, Mahiro, wait. Despite my protests, he snatched my hand in his. Aw, you just messed up the polish.
Oops, sorry. I got a little too excited.
But it's a good color, isn't it?
Ken? Ken ripped my hands from Mahiro's.
Just as I thought. It does look a bit different when it's actually applied.
Ken took my hand and smiled. Just then.
Stop touching it. I just put it on.
Huh? Mr. Kaido pulled my hands from Ken's.
It's fine. Part of this polish's appeal is its ability to quick dry.
You're right. It didn't come off at all.
Nice work, development team. Now I can touch Dirili's hands as much as we'd like.
Mr. Kaido's not happy about that.
Exactly.
What is that supposed to mean? This is getting weird. They smiled mischievously and reached for my hands, but...
Hey, you two. Get back to your own departments.
Mr. Kaido sighed, irritated.
That's right. I have a ton of work to do. If I don't get back soon, my superiors are going to kill me.
I'll go report to Mr. Hyoga, then head back. There are still some samples left, right? Development could take some.
Alright, I'm heading off. Here, these samples are for you. We'll show them to Mr. Otori tomorrow in the meeting. Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks, we'll take care of it.
Can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Hey, Mahiro, wait up.
And they left just as they came, in a frantic rush.
How's the presentation coming along?
Well, I've got the first draft done. I was planning on finishing it after I saw the samples.
What time will it be done?
I could probably get it to you by the end of the workday.
Okay.
He thought for a moment and stared at my nails.
What are you doing after that?
After the end of the day? Going home, I guess. What a weird question. I looked at him curiously. He turned away.
Follow me.
Huh? Where to exactly?
I have a different meeting coming up, unrelated to our project. Come.
What? Still totally perplexed, I joined him in the meeting. Geez, finally finished. After pressing print, I collapsed onto my desk exhausted. I hadn't been able to start working on the materials for tomorrow until well past lunch, and I couldn't take a breather all day. It was now well past 9.
Done yet?
Mr. Kaido stayed late as well. He looked at me rather disapprovingly. Yeah, I'm so sorry that took so long. When I reached for the completed files, Mr. Kaido looked up from his computer. Do you have time to look over these?
Give me them.
He snatched the freshly printed copy and began looking through it. This is already the fixed copy, so it should be fine, but I'm still nervous. So, how does it look?
Looks like you fixed the sections I told you to fix. Looks good.
Thank you.
It was already well structured to begin with. You'll be fine tomorrow. Be confident in your work.
I will, thank you. Mr. Kaido, can I ask you something?
What?
Tomorrow, if Mr. Otori doesn't like the plan, what's going to happen?
We redo everything, and in the worst case scenario, the team breaks up.
This was definitely a kind of pressure I'd never felt in marketing or sales. If I messed up the presentation tomorrow, all our hard work would be for nothing. Mr. Kaido, I'm not really familiar with how to do a presentation properly. I timidly looked up at him. He pushed his glasses up and sighed.
I thought this might happen. I'll help you practice. Let's move to the conference room.
Thank you so much. The materials in hand, we headed to the conference room. Are we in for a little sexual harassment? And that concludes the presentation for the Christmas manicure set. After the closing statement, I dropped my shoulders, feeling the tension release. I've done presentations before, but never has there been as much pressure as there is now. When Mr. Kaido threw questions at me, I was a little thrown, but by the end I was okay. How was it?
Well, for a first product presentation, it isn't half bad.
Really?
Yeah, you hit all the sales points and covered the important parts. Very concise. You didn't seem very comfortable with some of my questions, but you'll learn. This material is incredibly well written. Your experience in the other departments is clear. But the best part about this presentation is the tagline you came up with.
He tapped the front page. On it was the tagline we had come up with, a love that wants to be held. Thank you. I had never heard so many compliments strung together. I didn't know how to react, so I dropped my gaze. He stood and moved to me.
A love that wants to be held.
He took my hand in his. My nails sparkled from the polish he had applied earlier.
Do you know why I asked you to come to the meeting with me?
For training purposes, right? It had seemed rather pointless at the time, but I'd learned a lot at the meeting. Not only the content, but the way Mr. Kaido had conducted the meeting was a huge help. Did you bring me to that meeting to help me with my presentation tomorrow?
That's one reason, yes. But the real reason was because I wanted to see how the others reacted to your nails.
My nails? I looked down at my nails again.
It was a PR meeting, so most people thought you were part of the PR team. I had never mentioned it overtly, but I wanted to see what women thought. Didn't you feel them staring at you?
I did, actually. Now that he mentioned it, I did feel their eyes on me, but I thought that it was because I had been a new face to them. Thanks to you, Mr. Kaido, I feel like I have the confidence to do this now.
Don't worry about tomorrow. You can do it.
Right. It's amazing how ready I feel for this. All my work on this project has brought me here. I can do this. I know I can, and it's all thanks to him. But if that's the case, you should have just told me from the beginning.
There was no need.
Yes, there was. You barely talk at all. You never tell me anything. As my partner, I want you to tell me everything, no matter how small.
Tell you everything, huh?
He took a step closer to me and lowered his face to mine. Here we go. At this sudden movement, I tried to step back, but... Mr. Kaido grabbed me and pulled me into his arms.
Then, should I have told you how much I've been wanting to hold you? No.
Yes.
This has nothing to do with work. I didn't need to tell you about what I want. A shame. I'm not going to be able to see that stupid surprised face anymore.
Hey! Well, I'm sorry for my stupid-looking face. It had been so long since I heard him teasing me like that, it made my heart flutter. But this stupid face, as he called it, was just because he grabbed me like that. And maybe also because I was being held by a man I suddenly had feelings for. I'm sure I'm terribly unsightly, so you should probably let this monster go. But just because I've fallen for him doesn't mean that my heart won't get broken. We still aren't allowed to date, and the chance of him liking me is slim to none.
No.
What? Surprised at his words, I looked up. He narrowed his eyes and stared straight at me.
I'm going to make you understand that this is exactly what makes you special. Dirili.
Blushing! His lips fell to the tips of my fingers. He kissed them gently. No, stop. If he keeps doing this, I'll just get more confused. It doesn't mean what I think it means, but it doesn't mean nothing either. If you keep doing this to me, I'm just gonna get confused. Let go of me. A love that wants to be held. That very same nail polish was now painted on the fingers he was kissing. I had been insulted more times than I could count, but here I am falling for him. I was reading so much into everything. Things that meant nothing meant so much suddenly. My heart hurts. Mr. Kaido. When I looked at him, his usual calm features were twisted. I'm not going to deny anything you say from now on. I'll listen to everything. So please. I'm not going to say leave me alone. What the hell? Stop being nice to me. Why? Yes, I only want you to be mean to me. Only mean. No, it's more fun when they tease you a little bit meanly, and then they're also nice sometimes. But the right choice is to say, stop being nice to me. I broke his gaze and tried to take my hand away.
Never.
Huh? As I tried to pull away, he laced his fingers with mine. About to protest more, I looked up at him, but his expression was unreadable. Please, I can't take you teasing me like this anymore. Every time you do it, my heart races out of control. You said it wasn't supposed to mean anything. But I'm just so confused now. We're all on the same team. We're not allowed to date. I can't think about it. I can't do this anymore. I don't want to keep thinking about you anymore. After my rant, Mr. Kaido's eyes went wide.
You can't even think about it? Huh, you're stubborn as hell. Who is going to actually obey that stupid rule?
Oh, be as willing to look past it as the other guys, huh? I will. It's Mr. Otori's rule, so as a member of this company, I have to.
He basically said you couldn't look at anyone but him, but you're going to listen to that rule?
That's actually his words exactly. Well, I couldn't think of what to say, so I shut my mouth. He glared at me.
You're such an idiot.
He held me tighter. Huh? Still looking angry, he tightened his grip around me.
You can't tell the difference between when someone's joking and when they're serious. All that crap that Mr. Otori keeps spilling is sexual harassment. You're such a hopeless moron.
His words hurt. It felt like my heart had been stabbed. I'm just a stubborn, overly serious, inflexible idiot after all. He doesn't have to keep calling me an idiot. I already know well enough.
You really are dumb. But it's me who's an idiot, having these troublesome feelings for a moron.
Huh? He breathed out slowly. Troublesome feelings? What does that mean?
You'd think I do what I'm doing just because of a job. Do you really think I'm that nice, or that I had that kind of time? You just don't want to be with me. That's why I distanced myself from you. But you...
No! I want to be with you. I do.
You want to be with me at work. You hated that we were paired together.
No, that was... But you didn't want to pair with me either.
True.
See?
But it ended up being more fun than I thought it would be.
What?
You were such an amateur, and I got to mold you and change you. In that sense, the time I spent with you was fun. And you changed beyond anything I could hope for.
He cupped my cheek in his warm hand.
It was such fun making you mature into such a pretty woman. From now on, I want you to be pretty not just for work, but for me too.
Mr. Kaido.
Well?
Yeah, sure. I shot a reply back to him, and he nodded, satisfied. Alright, so Mr. Hyoga is going to be the only one to take the non-dating rule seriously.
From now on, I'm not just your partner at work.
He smirked.
You're my
No, that's not exactly a step in the right direction. I can't say it.
You're my servant.
I'm sorry, what did you just say? After being told I was his servant, I couldn't hold that question back.
Well, that is certainly one of the more interesting faces you've pulled.
I think anyone who's been told that would make this face.
What? You don't want to be my servant?
I'd love to be your servant. Of course not. Because I'm so obviously...
So obviously, what exactly?
He smirked at me, obviously enjoying this torment. Where did that Mr. Kaido from just a moment ago go? I want to be your girlfriend. Your girlfriend. After all, he's kissed me and helped me countless times. What else am I supposed to think? My words were mumbled, but he heard them. He smiled, looking satisfied.
My girlfriend. You wanted to be my girlfriend?
I could only glare back at his hateful words.
Fine then. I'll consider you as a possibility for girlfriend material.
He gave another nasty smirk. He was incredibly sadistic and acted so high and mighty. But the sarcastic smile of his made my heart melt. He was so hot. I agree. Possible girlfriend material. He laughed.
Yeah, you're just a possibility. You wouldn't shut up about that no dating rule, so I'll give you some time to think. But from now on, the next time you get dressed up, it's for me, got it? And if I like what I see, I might let you be my girlfriend.
Hey! I think I may have jumped the gun on this one. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh no, chapter 6, trouble. What? We're supposed to be getting into the good stuff here. Well, I'm sure that's gonna be good stuff. It's all good stuff. But I don't want trouble. I want things to start getting good. Alright, well anyway, hope to see you in the next video or in some of my other ones. And I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.